Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark Riso with PHCC, and I'm joined by Michael Kopp, PHCC's Executive Vice President. Michael, let's talk about tax reform. As you know, we are now in the midst of waiting for a long-awaited tax reform proposal from the House Ways and Means Committee on Capitol Hill that'll contain things like a 25% pass-through rate. It'll contain expensing for capital acquisitions. It'll contain lowering corporate taxes. And of course, the much-awaited out-and-out elimination of the estate tax. Michael, what are we as an association looking to do to tackle this massive, very complicated piece of legislation?
Well, I think primarily, our role as a trade association is just to make sure that our members are aware and educated about these issues, and what we are doing as a trade association to protect them from those regulatory and legislative policies that are going to hinder, business growth. And we have several means of doing that. One is, of course, we engage our leadership and bring them up to the White House or up to Capitol Hill to talk about these issues with the folks that are actually making these policy decisions. Secondarily, we're tracking this legislation as things change through our legislation and regulatory tracking service. We have monthly calls with our government relations committee to make sure that our members are aware of the issues related to these efforts, and to make sure that we're getting PHCC's position on these issues directly from our members, because we are a member-driven organization.
Recently at the White House, in a very productive meeting at the White House, can you kind of elaborate on maybe what the outcome of that was?
Well, the key theme that I felt came out of that meeting was really the fact that the White House reached out to us for our feedback about the impact of tax reform on our members and small businesses, and the fact that we could not only engage the White House in those conversations, but also find ways to allow our members to participate in that conversation and provide direct feedback to the White House and those policymakers.
That's great. Do you think once we have our analysis in place, and again, this is coming out very soon, do you envision some sort of a grassroots movement from PHC National to our members?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got that infrastructure in place with our letter writing campaign that we use to not only provide a means for our state and local associations, but also our members to send letters directly to those members of Congress with their concerns or their support for various legislation and regulatory efforts. And we can do that on a dime.
See, that's great too. I know that structurally we have in place what we need. What also do you envision when it's released? What are we going to do with it in terms of maybe committees or whatnot internally?
Well, once we get language that gives us a sense of kind of where this is going, I think that we are going to provide that to the Government Relations Committee and have them talk through that and identify what our position is on that legislation. I think we'll continue to also share that information with our members, whether it's through our newsletters or our magazines or special reports, the RISA report, to make sure that our members are aware and solicit their engagement when we need to, so that we can determine how we're going to respond.
We got word this afternoon that it will be released at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in the special press conference. Really, I think all eyes are waiting for that release.
Yeah. And when it's released, we'll be on it. We will make sure that our members are, that we communicate the framework of those proposals, and we'll make sure that we solicit the feedback of our members.
We've got a lot of work to do.
We do. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Anything else?
No, just I think that, one thing that I think our members can do is, again, take advantage of the legislation and regulatory tracking system. You can find that on phccweb.org, so that you can see what's happening not just on a federal level, but also what's happening in your state.
Great. Michael, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.